So I am, 23F, getting married in a few months. And I have few significantly older siblings 34F, 36M, 38M, 38M. All of them are now married, and since I was a teen when they got married and they had a child-free wedding, I was not invited to any of their weddings. My oldest sibling first had a child-free wedding and then the others decided to follow. When my oldest brother got married I was 10, so sure I kind of getting not inviting me. But I was still extremely upset. My oldest brother got married to a woman I really love and I can't even witness it. The other brother got married when I was 12, so again sure get not inviting a 12-year-old, but I was very well-behaved child and again his sibling. My sister got married when I was 15, at first she didn't want a child-free wedding, but all of the family members convinced her because, OMG, it's so refreshing to be in a wedding where children don't bring havoc, so she decided for a cutoff to be 16. And when I asked can I be a one exception since I'm 15 and your sister? She said no with a very serious tone, if we make an exception for you, what about other children? It's not fair. I got upset and screamed that what is not fair, is not participating in any of my siblings' weddings. My parents got upset with me and grounded me. And lastly my brother got married when I was 17. At that point I didn't care, I knew there was going to be child-free wedding, and that once again I'm not invited. I didn't ask, beg. My step-cousin who just turned 18 just made the cut and I didn't. Well, as I said, I didn't care. Sent a quick congrats and that's it. My parents got furious on why I didn't even congratulated them. I just ignored them and spent all the time in my room with my now soon-to-be husband. Since I'm getting married I decided none of them are going to be there, since I wasn't allowed to be there too. When they didn't get the invitations they all came to my house and demanded to know why didn't they get one. I simply explained, you didn't want me in your wedding, I don't want you in my. I explained how hurt I was that I was not able to see any of my siblings get married and they should experience the same. They said that the weddings had alcohol so they didn't want any young impressionable kids there. And I said all I wanted was to be included in the wedding part, I didn't care about the after party. Mom then started screaming again about how unfair I am and how she wants all of her kids to be together on that beautiful day. Ironic, but I am not backing down. I firmly believe in not inviting them. Update: we talked the day after I made the post. I said that the only way I'm going to invite them if they explain absolutely everything. Otherwise, no invitation. After some weird looks and silence the truth came out. I am their cousin. My father's brother was raising me alone and died, so I was raised by my uncle. They do not know who my mother is. I was young, required a lot of attention, wasn't their sibling, so they kind of distanced themselves from me. My brother said that even hated me sometimes. My parents sat there ashamed for never telling me. My cousin just looked awkward. I just left. We eloped. So after all the drama we talked and realized we were doing the whole wedding thing because we thought the other wanted it. We were not against the idea of flashy wedding, but calm day with just closest people was closest to our hearts. So we did that, just us and some of our friends. We are keeping the money for our dream country to visit. My parents had the audacity get angry that there was no celebration, but I don't care, to be honest, it was a day for us. That's it. I hope the update was not disappointing. Special thanks for everyone writing me messages telling us that we were too immature to get married. Next story. My fiancé and I recently got engaged not too long ago. While we were making plans, deciding on rings and so on, the proposal was very spontaneous and happened months before my fiancé had originally planned. I also originally planned to accept his proposal in his native language. However, due to events that led up to the proposal, I forgot. So I decided I would just keep taking classes, plus his brother or brother's wife will only converse with me in Polish when my fiancé isn't around. Then I would surprise my fiancé by giving my vows in Polish. The problem? My fiancé doesn't know I now understand a lot of the conversations he's having with his family and some of his friends because I have to pretend I don't understand. This has been going on for months, even before he proposed. I feel like I'm invading his privacy. 'Cause now I know. He has been planning to surprise me with his originally planned proposal, but now it's just an over-the-top engagement party. He once told his mom he missed her sauerkraut soup, so, for the almost 5 years we have been together, I make this dish a handful of times a year during fall-winter for him. I had called his mom up for the specific recipe too. Turns out he has always hated it. But it reminds him of home and his mom and sees how happy I get to make this for him, so he just eats it. Like I make a big pot only for him to eat, and I don't like sauerkraut. Now it makes sense why he always sends half of it to his brother Anisil, who lives walking distance from us. He has been hiding my favorite candies around the house. For the last 2 years. I will find my favorite candies in places I was surprised to find them in. Like a random drawer here. On a shelf there. Like I get so happy and will run to him in my excitement about these random candies I must have forgotten about. Nope. He just buys bags of them and will place them in spots randomly. He just loves how excited I get. I caught him telling his brother when his brother found one of them going through one of our kitchen drawer. His brother thought the whole situation was hilarious cause he's in on the fact that I understood the whole exchange. He has my period in his calendar so that he can be extra mindful plus get me my favorite things during the week to help keep my mood up. He has always known that I lied about being a morning person. I said that when we first started dating because he always went to the gym in the morning and would invite me to go with him. For 5 years later, we still go to the gym together and, while getting up at 5 a.m. is still a pain for me, it's worth spending that extra time with him especially since we are both busy people. Turns out if I fall asleep before him, he has trouble sleeping. I snore, I have tried everything. He has never once complained to me about it but I still use nasal strips and have a special pillow that I thought helped. However, apparently if I fall asleep after him, he can just sleep through it cause he's a heavy sleeper. So now I make it a point to sleep after him. He hasn't caught on yet I think. The last thing is something that he has told anyone who will listen. His parents. His uncles. His aunts. His brother. His brother's wife. His friends in Poland. Anyone and everyone who speaks Polish. If I'm in the room and he's on the phone with them, he will always look at me with a crazy big smile and tell them that he cannot wait to marry me. I love the man so much. I don't think I can keep this charade up for a year. We are planning for a 2024 wedding. I am not good at pretending. I can't keep hiding my face or running out of the room when he is talking to family friends. And my birthday will be coming up in a few months so I know he will be planning something and probably think it's safe to talk about it with some people in Polish. I'm going to crack soon. I can feel it. Update: I did end up cracking. My fiancé threw that surprise engagement party for us, that I found out about since I've been learning his native language. It was beautiful and sweet and he flew his family and my family out to be there as well. We did a toast during the dinner portion of the party and I decided to do my portion of the toast in Polish, as suggested by a comment on my last post. I explained in my toast I wanted my learning Polish to be a surprise for the proposal but since that didn't work out, I wanted it to be a surprise for my wedding vows. However, I didn't count on the fact that I would be unintentionally eavesdropping on his conversations and what was supposed to be a surprise engagement party for me was spoiled by me. I also went on to talk about the sweet things I found out through my eavesdropping, excluding the bit about the sauerkraut soup because his mom was there and I will take that to my grave, and how it only further proved to me that I made the right choice by saying yes to his proposal. And that while I don't think anyone is ever really perfect, I do know that he is perfect for me. My Polish wasn't perfect and thankfully my FBIL translated everything to my side of the family. I asked him to early on. Now here comes the absolute shock of the year. I don't know if I mentioned this as any of my posts because there was no reason to at the time but I am mixed, Black Latina. So a big chunk of my family speaks Spanish, myself included. Granted, I usually do speak English with my family and not often Spanish but my maternal grandparents, who were at the engagement party, do only speak Spanish. I'm pretty sure you know where I'm going with this. After I was done with my toast, I looked over at my fiancé who had tears in his eyes and he freaking responded to my toast in Spanish. Turns out he was learning Spanish for the last year and wanted to surprise me on our wedding day. While I don't speak Spanish as often as he speaks Polish so no secrets were spoiled on my end, he wanted me to know that he embraced every part of my life and just wanted to prove that to me by learning Spanish. There were a lot of laughs and tears shed and both our families made it a point to learn simple phrases in the other's language so that was really cute to see. All in all, I'm still planning to do my vows in Polish and he plans to do his vows in Spanish and English, since half my family also only speaks English. I'm happy I'm not eavesdropping anymore because I did not enjoy invading his privacy despite the sweet things I did end up learning. So that's that. I'm just very excited to spend the rest of my life with this man. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to connect with each other in the comments below. Until next time, be kind, be curious, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, Corner Stories signing off.